Train the muscles, not the joints. So welcome back to Natural Gallant Bodybuilding. And today I want to talk to you about a stupid comment that I received on YouTube. Because there's lots of them. And so once in a while, I like to talk about them. So this stupid comment said, Jason, there's no way that you built your back doing your bent over rows like that. Congratulations, you made it to
Stupid Comments Saturday.
First of all, if you look back in my videos over the last several years, you'll see that my form is pretty much consistent when it comes down to training back. Whether it's with pull downs, whether it's with pull-ups, whether it's with bent over rows. I mean, I've had lots of people say, that's not a pull-up, you can't do a pull-up that way, that's impossible. And then the same people say, you can't bend over that way, you're supposed to touch the bar to your stomach, otherwise you're not doing it properly. Of course, they have a simplistic idea of what the back actually does. When they're training back, they're actually training their shoulders or rear delts mostly. They're also talking about a certain biomechanical sort of function in their body that might be individual or different from one person to the next, because there's lots of different lever arms, lots of different joint lengths, lots of different genetics and ways that people move that are different. So let's just talk about Exhibit A, okay? Jason, you didn't build your back doing that. Okay, so what I want to know is, how did I build my back then? Did I visit a leprechaun in this field back here? Did I find a four-leaf clover at some point in my life? Did this happen? Because if this happened, I can't remember it, but perhaps I had 3 wishes. And I'm like, I wish, and I said to the leprechaun, I must have said to him, I wish to build a back without doing my rows by touching my stomach with the bar. That's probably what I said. I probably said, I want to be able to build a back without doing a barbell row to my stomach, because I may have had a phobia at some point in my life with touching the bar to my stomach. Maybe the bar was too cold or something. I don't know. But the bottom line is that maybe that's what happened. Maybe I had some sort of mystical wish with the leprechaun, and that's how I built my back my way. Okay. Second of all, he's saying I didn't build my back by bent over rowing that way. So I'm not sure what he's trying to say to me. Is he saying that I'm lying about how I actually bent over row? Like, usually I bent over row much different. Like, when the camera's not rolling, then I actually touch my stomach with the bar and I do rows and I do all this full range the way people expect, and somehow I'm trying to pull the wool over people's eyes because I don't want them to know how to train properly, so I'm teaching them on purpose how to train like shit. Again, I don't quite understand where this comment's come from, but the bottom line is that that doesn't really make sense, because if people aren't getting results doing what I'm teaching them, wouldn't that kind of kill my channel anyway? And wouldn't that kill the entire business that I'm trying to build as far as helping people learn how to train? That's another reason why this is a stupid comment. Now, another reason why this is a stupid comment is because this commenter said the range of motion is too short in order to build a back. Well, what do you mean by too short? Like, if my arms are straight and then I bend them and I bring the elbows back as far as they can go, what extra range of motion am I supposed to be doing in order to engage more back? Am I supposed to be pulling, like, say if I back up, I'm supposed to pull like this and then round is that what's supposed to happen in order to get more back? I'm supposed to round my upper back and basically bring the rear delts in? Is that what's supposed to happen? Because if I pull back like this is as far as I go, right? And when I pull back, you notice where my hands are. You see, this is my back engaged. Now, if I want to bring in my rotator cuff and touch the bar to my stomach, then that's what I'll do. But I don't want to do that. I want to actually train my back. So the reason why your comment is freaking stupid.
Just to be clear, the reason why their comment was stupid wasn't because they didn't know what I was doing. So any of you guys that aren't sure what I'm doing or why I'm doing it, that doesn't make you stupid. But when you attack me, even though I'm producing results, and call me dumb and say that I'm training all wrong and that I'm doing everything incorrectly and that I'm a douchebag and all this kind of stuff, that's what makes your comment stupid. So that's why I'm giving this person the gears.
Is because you think that you have to touch the bar to your stomach in order to actually engage the back. And the thing is, people need to stop paying attention to where the bar is. It's about the angles of the joints and about what muscle does what in a specific range of motion or in a specific exercise. And the thing is, just because a bar is closer to your stomach or not doesn't necessarily mean you're engaging more or less back. Sometimes you'll see guys like this that actually are hell-bent on touching the bar to their stomach, and if they don't have the right joints or joint proportions to do this and still keep the back engaged, a lot of times they'll start to engage their rear delts way more than their back, and they'll end up having great rear delts but a horribly developed back. It's kind of like taking, say, a barbell curl. Say you're just doing a barbell curl, right? So you're just curling the weight like this, and then instead of doing a barbell curl, you've formulated an exercise that you call a bicep full range of motion press blaster or some shit like that, right? So you're doing the curl and then you're coming up and then you're pressing like this and then you're coming down and then you're doing this, right? Well, obviously this is gonna cause a burn and a fatigue in a few different muscles, and one muscle is gonna fatigue first before all the other ones. And most likely your bicep won't be the main thing that fatigues, right? Now, depending on how you're built, this might change, but the fact is that there's gonna be a number of different muscles engaged in this exercise. Now, just because I'm engaging more muscles doesn't mean the muscle that I want to hit is going to hit failure. And this is the thing that's missed on a lot of people. They say, oh, a bigger range is better. Well, no. So say I do a front squat and I'm doing ass to the grass front squat, and then I come up and then I press above my head, and then I come down, then I come up, then I press above my head. Good overall body exercise, but will my legs hit failure before my shoulders do? Probably not. Most likely my shoulders will hit failure long before my legs do. And this is going to cause a different adaptation. That exercise might be good for the overall body, but not necessarily good for building the muscle group I want to build at that time. So a lot of people don't train back. That's the point. A lot of people think they're training back, but they're actually training their rear delts, or they're training their shoulders, or they're training their rotator cuff because they're rotating inwards in order to get that bar to touch their stomach, but they're not actually hitting failure in the lats. And the funny thing is that they're using a much lighter weight in order to make sure they hit that bar to the stomach, so that way the lats aren't necessarily getting challenged, but the internal rotator cuff and the rear delts are getting challenged like crazy. So this is the thing, you want to cater your movement based on what muscles you want to hit. So again, stupid comment, because you think that I'm supposed to be doing excessive range of motion in order to basically hit the muscle I want to hit, when that muscle doesn't become more engaged. A muscle can contract, but once it's contracted, it doesn't need to contract more in order to get more development, because a contraction is a contraction. Once the muscle's fully contracted, there's nothing more you can do to it, right? So in order for there to be more range of motion, now you're going to have to contract other muscles in order to get that more range of motion, but you're not going to basically be contracting the back more. Second of all, if you're going to tell me that you have an awesome developed back, please don't comment and tell me how much better your back is than mine if you don't even have a profile picture, because this just screams bullshit to me right away, okay? So that's another thing that I can't stand about these trolls on the internet. And actually, I made a song. On trolls. Here's how it goes. Check it out.
Ghosts and goblins bring you down, ghosts and goblins all around, ghosts and goblins in disguise, ghosts and goblins on the rise. They come in droves, they come as a horde, they wield negativity as the sword. They strike at the poor, they strike at the rich, they don't care who they hit. Sucking your strength is what they seek, they have none of their own, so to speak. Don't be mad, it's what they do, they're just not capable of honoring you. Ghosts and goblins bring you down, ghosts and goblins all around, ghosts and goblins in disguise, ghosts and goblins on the rise. Sucking your life.
Full up bodybuilding ninja.
Don't let them do it. Ghosts and goblins bring you down, ghosts and goblins all around, ghosts and goblins in disguise, ghosts and goblins on the rise.
Some of you might be wondering why I'm doing a lot of sets of one exercise. It's because I want to. That's about it. Now, the final issue I want to talk about, or whether you should touch the bar to your stomach when you're doing a bent over barbell row, is something that a lot of people don't take into account. And that is joint length. Okay, so say my humerus is this long, right? Okay, you can see this. This is the humerus, right? The upper arm. Now, when I move the arm, like from here to here, there's a certain amount of distance. It's like a little triangle, right? A certain amount of distance that's moved. Now, if this arm is longer and I move from here to here, there's more distance, you see? So this arm length can play a role in whether it is optimum for you to touch your stomach with the bar or not. So if you have a longer humerus, and perhaps say you have the same length forearm I have, what happens is that when you're pulling, you might be doing the same angle around the joint, the same range of motion, but there's more distance traveled with the bar, and that means that you will be hitting your stomach during that movement. So this is something that's not taken into account by the simple minds on the internet. They're not thinking about how different joint lengths will play a role in where that bar is or where it will be ideally placed during an exercise. So you have to take in the joint ratios into account, and that's why the range of motion will look different from one person to the next. But you have to take all these factors into account when actually talking about a bent over barbell row and whether you're using an optimum range of motion or not. But a sure way to tell is that if your rear delts or your biceps are hitting failure long before your back does, your traps and your lats and everything, then that means you need to change the technique you're using for your bent over barbell row. It's important for you to concentrate on the angle in the joint, the angle of the joint, not in where the bar is. Because if you're concentrating on where the bar is, that's not necessarily going to tell you the whole story about what's happening with the joint itself, right? So a lot of people say, oh, your bar should be this high or that high, or should touch your stomach or not. This is not really a good indicator. Like somebody asked me in the gym the other day, they said, Romanian deadlift, should I just go right below the knees or above the knees? And I'm like, well, what does that have to do with anything? Because the bar might be above your knees, but you might be bent over more than me or less, depending on how long your arms are, how long your spine is. So this is the thing people need to take into account. It's about your joint angle. So when I'm doing a Romanian deadlift, I'm just worried about the angle of the hip. I'm not worried about where the bar is, because depending on how long your back is or how long your arms are, that will make a huge difference. That'll make a huge difference in whether you are doing the right form for you or not. Two guys can do Romanian deadlifts. Each guy can have the bar above their knees at the bottom end of the movement, and each person's position could be totally different depending on how long their arms are or how long their upper body is. So this is the thing you need to take into account. It's always about joint angle. And the other thing to take into account is this joint angle is also going to be influenced by how long the limbs are. So if somebody has a long arm, right, and they have, you know, a shift in angle by 30 degrees here, there's a lot more distance traveled here. You see? So that bar will travel a lot more distance, whereas if somebody has a shorter arm, like I do, like say a shorter humerus, and they do the same angle, from here to here is a shorter distance. You see? From here to here. Here, here. See? So this is why my range of motion will look smaller, even though it is a large range of motion for me, because it depends on how long your limbs are and how long your joints are in different portions of your joints, such as the ratio between the forearm and the upper arm. So I hope this helps explain why I bent over row the way I do, and why I have a biggity back. And thanks a lot for watching. If you need to get a hold of me, just go to naturalgallantbodybuilding.com, and if you need to support this channel, because some of you guys need to support this channel, I think, just go to patreon.com under Natural Gallant Bodybuilding, and the link is down below as well. And if you want to get a shirt, you can get those at my website too as well, okay? So don't be shy. You can go get a Gallantians of the Galaxy shirt if you want. Okay, take care for now.